Hey, welcome back to another episode for Life for Living Well. My name is Richard. Before I dive into the topic that I have for us this week, I do like to say if you'd like to know one or two things about this community, Life for Living Well, you can find it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. If you also would like to sign up for our weekly articles, meetings. You can also find it out uh, on our website by signing up with our Newsweek letter, where we publish article once a week. And once those articles out, you'll be one of those people that are already on the waiting on the list that will get the article. So let's get diving without taking much of your time. The topic I'm looking at this week is what I call what happy people do differently. So, 5 traits you can learn today from happy people. If you are regular on this podcast and regular on other platform where we stream, you will notice that we open our message with inspirational quotes from an inspirational individual and we build our message around it. So for this particular message, I will be taking from Anne Frank, and she put it this way: whoever is happy will make others happy. And you know the common word that people say that the people that hurt, they go around and hurt more people. But and look at it different way based on our own observation, and you notice that when you're happy, you have a tendency to make others happy. So happiness is one of the few human experiences that is truly universal. It's not particularly uh, certain to a particular group of people or tribes or country or location. It's a universal internal feelings. So regardless of background, gender, nationality, or income, almost everyone seek it. Yet in today's fast-paced world, many people confuse happiness with short-term pleasure, driven by impatience and habit. Some turn to hedonistic pursuit, while others chase external markers. What does that mean by that? They chase money, they chase status, their social standing, or superficial relationships, trophy partners, believing this will bring lasting fulfillment. And every time they attain one thing, they still feel like they still feel empty. They worry all the time. But the question is, do they really happy? So let's look at the true happiness. What exactly we should consider as the true happiness? True happiness comes from within. A great philosopher and stoic, Aristotle, once said, happiness depends upon ourselves. It does not depend on other person. It does not depend on things outside of us. It can be taken away from you anytime, anything outside of you. But if your happiness is within you, you radiate it. It's very difficult to take it away from you. So we are by nature capable of happiness. However, as we gain more resources and choices, we often become distracted. How? By frequent dining out, constant travel, or material possessions. While these experiences can bring temporary joy, they can also create a cycle of dependence where we continuously seek the next hit of pleasure. And that's that trap, that how do we not get caught up with the trap of seeking happiness? But the real happiness is actually different. It is not fleeting, it is grounded. As Plutarch wisely said, what we achieve inwardly will change, alter reality. Is it true? Think about it. When we reduce our attachment to external things and cultivate gratitude, we begin to experience a deeper, more stable form of happiness. Something as simple as appreciating your breath, your ability to read, or even a quiet moment in the day can shift your perspective. As I'm rounding this up, let's quickly, if you want to see the elaborate part of this particular message, there's also an article that was written for it. You can find it on our website. Our article is often released every Tuesday. But if you sign up, you will be the first person that receive those articles before it's actually launched on the community website. So we publish currently on community website, and we also publish on Medium blog site. So 5 traits of happy people. So let's look at those traits and see whether you already have it or something that you should aspire for. So 5 traits of happy people. From observation and reflection, here are 5 common traits genuinely happy people show. Number one, they practice kindness and gratitude. And it's really difficult to be kind when you feel horrible, when you feel like people have taken everything from you, when people have let you down, betray you. It's very difficult to remain kind. So they appreciate what they have and extend that positivity to others. Number two, they embrace authenticity and often spirituality. So, and when you embrace authenticity, what you actually demonstrate is you actually show your spirituality side of you. Because firstly, you're a woman and your humanity come out without being pretentious. So they stay true to themselves and seek meaning beyond surface level living. So they give and receive love openly. So they nurture relationship built on sincerity, not convenience. So they live in the present moment. They are not held back by the past or anxious about the future. They focus on now. So can you imagine? So these are not the people that live all their life, focus so much on the future or reflect so much on the past. So they live majority of their life based on right moment. In right moment, you are not sick. In right moment, you are not hunger. In right moment, you are not homeless. In right moment, whatever your own right moment is what should bring things that you could be grateful or being grounded about it. So they are not held back by the past or anxious about the future. They focus on now. So if your future is uncertain, maybe you don't have your pension wasn't enough, what can you do right now that can contribute to it in 10 years' time? But they're not worried about 10 years' time, that in 10 years' time they're going to be more poorer than what they are now. Because in the right moment, they already know action they need to take. And lastly, which is number 5, they are adaptable and open-minded. And in this age of AI, where AI has been impactful, both positively and some area negatively, we can say one thing, that the only thing that make you stand is being adaptable, being flexible, being embedded into the change in the world today. Whether you need to change your job from white collar job to trading, whether you need to work for yourself. Everything around us is full of opportunity, but sometimes it's really difficult to see it when we have fear and when we have anxiety, when we are sad, and when we give ourselves to complain. It's very difficult to find and see the opportunity. So these people, they welcome new experiences and adjust to change with resilience. I share quickly with you before I round off a lesson from Denmark. A few years ago, I visited Copenhagen and became curious about why Denmark is often ranked among the happiest countries in the world. So I conducted a small informal survey, simply speaking to people in parks, markets, streets, and even in the hotel that I was staying. So when I reflected on their answers and a pattern emerged, happiness for them wasn't about wealth or luxury. It came down to simple, meaningful things, such as having a place to live. Sometimes we take it for granted because we can pay for our rent before we can pay for our mortgage, or we live with our parents. We just been living and we never question until maybe you walk and you have the opportunity to see someone sleeping inside the bag under the bridge, or sleep across the road. You're able to have a shower when you want it. You control the temperature of the water. You took it for granted. There's over 8 billion people in the world. I can guarantee you that 60 or 70% of those population do not have the luxury that you took for granted. Number 2 thing that common in the response of the people that are surveyed is good health and access to health care. Sometimes the funnest things about building a well is actually having a good health, because you have a longer time to amass a resources that can create an option for you. If you are strong, if you are healthy, if you are mentally stable in your 60, 70, you can still be productive. So imagine someone that's already have incurable disease in his 30s, or someone that's already on medication in her 40s. You just know that by that time they get into 60s, it becoming more challenging for them. Some are being told in their 30s to retire because of the health reason, not because of their fault. So the good health and access to health care was one of the things that make people that live in Denmark very happy. And another thing that I pick up from the response is the ability to move, walk, and live freely. And you can see that when you go to the park, whether you see a new baby mothers that they are in their maternity, but they meet in the park, like a group of 10, 20 with a pram, and they wear a trainer's clothes and the trainers, and they have some fitness tools in the park, and they work together, they social together. After they do exercise, they went to have a breakfast together before they depart again with their baby. It can only go for your mental well-being. Not all the country or the government can do this, but we can learn from each other. We can learn from each other. And lastly, that really baffled me, that really amazed me and impressed me at the same time is what they say majority of the people that I spoke to, a sense of purpose. You know what it means if you are a father or mother, why you prioritize the well-being and the safety of your children. That's the purpose. You know what it means when your parents know that they can rely on you. That's a purpose. When you know that when you took your job, whatever you do it with all your heart and you give everything to it. That's a purpose. Your purpose has not to be a grandiose one. And if you have a vision that is so grandiose, so be it. Someone said, when you're ready, when the student ready, the teacher will arrive. And someone also said that when you prepare, the universe will transpire to help you. Whatever your purpose, don't derail from it. When you focus more on your purpose, the happiness bound to come naturally. I enjoy it when I walk in the park and I see the young people do all kind of things on the skating. And it takes a lot of effort and they are doing it effortlessly. They are not worried about the risk of breaking the bone or breaking the neck. They blast the music up and they were going from one direction to another and they overcome so many different barriers with their skating board, with their feet. And they do impossible things that if I try it, I'm going to find myself on the floor or be in the hospital. So what is your purpose? Sometimes we live in a time that people have a short span attention because of the social media. People want what they want right now, and still they are not happy. They have pace of information, they have pace of development, but still people still very unhappy. People go online, people complaining about all kind of things. Final thoughts as I'm rounding up. Happiness is not a tool to be used, it is a virtue to be cultivated. It doesn't mean experiencing only good moments. Truly happy people find a sense of peace and unity in all experiences, both good and bad. Day and night are not opposites, they are simply different expressions of life. If you want to be happier, start within. I hope this message helps someone. Until we meet again, please stay safe and have a wonderful week. Ciao.